You've come to 38 and you've vacationed and you love it and you're considering making it your full-time home, but you've got kids. Are there schools in the area? What schools are the options for you and your children? What are you going to like? What aren't you going to like? What are their styles? Stick around. This video is for you. I'm AJ Baduke with the luxury division of the Emerald Group right here on the Emerald Coast. We are doing videos every week from Pensacola to Panama City Beach. So if you have any interest in the area, whether buying, selling, visiting, whatever it is, maybe you're local and you want to learn some new things, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ding that bell so that you get notified every time we do another video. We are getting calls, texts, Facebook messages, emails, all kinds of people stopping us in the restaurants. Even once in a while we get noticed out here. It's pretty cool. But we love it. So if you have any questions, or, just want to say hi, go ahead and hit us up. We absolutely love it. And always comment down below if you have some information for us that you want to share with other people, like maybe some hidden nugget of information or some cool thing that we should do a video of. I know we've got one out there right now on deer moss, and I'm going to get to that one next week. I don't know if it'll get published next week, but I'm going to get out there to take some video for you next week. So let's get right into it. You might not realize this because whenever you come to the area, if you've been to the area, you've rented or just visited or know some folks in the area, you might not have been looking for what schools are here. There are actually quite a few for like the pre-K age. I think there's something like 7 of them, but I made some notes and I'm going to go through them for you. You do have some pre-K options, some infant options. You've got some middle school options and even high school graduating with an associate's degree. So you're pretty much covered. You can live on the beach, live in this like artsy area, this beautiful, beautiful town, and your children can still go to school here. And there's a chiropractor in the area. It's like 38 literally has everything that you need. It's really amazing. I don't have these in any particular order, so I'm just going to kind of go through the order from which I took notes. So the first one that I'm going to talk to you about is Van R. Butler Elementary. This one is on the west end of 38, and it's for children from pre-K to 4th grade. One of the cool things about this one is they have a parent portal, so you can log online and, communicate with the teachers, see what's going on. So that's a pretty cool option that they offer. They also have the SPICE program. It's the students participating in community education program, and they can do this after school during the summer, and then there are even options for full day care. There's also Le Petit Prep School, which is super adorable. Go figure, it's in Gulf Place because that place is super adorable and has everything that you need, also including my vet. I really liked this one because they keep their classes so small. They'll only ever have 12 kids, and it's 4 to 6 years of age. So I just thought that was like a really, really cool thing, because we all know that the smaller that ratio is between a student to teacher, the greater the education that the child is going to receive, of course. Something that they do is they make it a point to teach through play. They do, your typical literacy and mathematics and science, but 2 areas that are really cool, and I think specific to Le Petit Prep School, is that they teach sign language and culture through like world traveling. Not like that they're going to take your kids somewhere else, but just they talk about world travel and different customs and such, and it's just really cool when you think about the diversity, especially right here on 30A. You've also got the 30A Learning Academy. This is out in Seagrove. They do kindergarten through 6th grade, and they offer a pre-K option, but only if they have an older sibling already in the program. This one's really cool too because they do like a project-based learning, and it's also kind of student-led, so the teachers kind of pay attention to what the students are interested in and what they're wanting to learn about, and they just kind of facilitate a healthy learning environment to keep on moving in that direction. So you take a child who really enjoys reading, and then you just kind of keep on pushing with reading, like, oh, you like reading, all right, let's read. They do small group stuff, so they're like facilitating this environment for learning collaboration and communication and critical thinking skills, which is awesome, you know, because we want schools to teach our children like how to think, not what to think, right? So someplace that focuses on teaching children how to have critical thinking skills is like paramount these days. They also do this cool thing where they'll do like a teach the teacher. So it's, you know, I think we've all heard of it, where it basically solidifies that learning memory in your mind when you teach someone else to do it. It also shows the teacher where those gaps are in the child's learning, to be like, oh, okay, so you're teaching me this, but you kind of forgot this part. So let's talk about that again. And they're getting that, you know, one-on-one or small group attention so that they're able to learn it just that much quicker and better and, you know, maintain that knowledge. It's not just, you know, sitting there a little bit. It'll, you know, stay there for a while so they can recollect that later on. I also like that they have homeschooling assistance and tutoring all year long, and they have a summer camp, which I think all of those things are awesome because, you know, parents work a lot of times and it's like, what am I going to do now? Or you have homeschooling moms and you're like, well, I just need a little bit of extra help, you know? So it's like this school just basically has all the bases covered. It's really, really cool. Next, we've got the Compass Rose Academy out in Blue Mountain Beach. They do pre-K to 6th grade, which is pretty cool. It's a big, you know, chunk of learning right there in one building. They have an 8-to-1 student-teacher ratio, which is great. They have 3 classrooms right now. They have one ages 3 to 5, and then 5 to 7, and then 7 to 11. So they're broken down by pretty specific ages. So they're getting that really dedicated time and effort, you know, across the board. I just love 30A. They do this mixture here. It's like a mix between hands-on experience, like hands-on curriculum, and a little bit of workbook stuff too. So it just kind of fully encompasses, you know, all types of sensory learning, you know, because the more senses you can get involved, the more the memory is going to stick. They also set the curriculum daily for each individual student. So like if your child learns better one way, you know, that's the way they're going to focus on them, and they're going to dictate what that day is going to look like for that specific child, depending on, you know, what kind of mood are they in today? What are they feeling today? You know, so they're kind of like working towards the same goal of learning all the time, but in an expedited method because they're working with the children as opposed to trying to get the children to work with them. Like, no, get onto this path, get onto this path. No, we're going to jump on your path with the agreement that we're going this way. They do something really cool too, where they will take on, you know, full-time students, or you can do like a hybrid, you know, maybe, you know, you're homeschooling, but you want to have that slot so that you can get some tutoring assistance, or, you know, send your kid in, you know, a couple days, you know, here and there, something like that. So they really work with the parents. It just feels super student driven, you know, like, okay, maybe your child isn't ready to be fully immersed, you know, and being with other kids all day long, 5 days a week. Maybe they just want to spend like 1 day a week around a bunch of kids and, you know, be closer to mom or something like that the rest of the time. Who knows what your schedule will allow. So they're just, I think that they've really taken into consideration the different types of people that move to this area and really tried to provide something accommodating for like the widest audience possible. We all know Seaside wants to be like this super urban development. I don't want to say it wants to be, it is. Well, they've also got the Seaside School, which is awesome. You can't have an urban development without a place to teach your kids, right? So they've got the Seaside Neighborhood School, and then they've got the Seaside School. And the Seaside School is actually been essentially renamed the Seacoast Collegiate High School. What's cool is between these two, you cover all the middle schoolers and high schoolers, and your high schoolers can even graduate with an associate's degree by going to the college for 11th and 12th grade and basically doing like a dual enrollment. So, you know, we've talked a lot about having different areas for preschoolers and such and elementary, but this is the first time we're seeing middle school and high school age kids supported through education here. This one's a public charter school, and they do a lot of field trips where they use basically everything that you've got there at 30A. You know, you've got coastal dune lakes, you've got dunes, you know, you've got the Gulf, you know, you've got all kinds of trails and stuff. So they use those, and they've got a super robust athletics department, which is pretty cool. They offer all kinds of different athletics. So pretty cool, especially because, you know, got to get that energy out, right? Stay fit. We've gone from, you know, pre-K all the way to high school and a little bit of college at this point, and taking it back a little bit. There's also a spot for infants to 4-year-olds over at the St. Rita Preschool, which is also on the west end of 30A. This is a Catholic preschool, and they teach, of course, a bit about religion, and they do a lot of play and interaction and sensory activities. Speaking of religious schools, we also have a Catholic preschool in the area. The Good News United Methodist Church, it's like a tongue twister. It's located on the west end of 30A, and they have their beginnings preschool, and it's just like what it sounds like. It's essentially the same as, you know, the last one that we talked about, but this one's for Christians. They do, you know, the same thing, interaction, sensory activities, and play, and throw in a bit of religion in there. So if that's something that you want your child to learn, you have, you know, multiple options in this area. Now, something that is really, really awesome out here that I learned about was the Ohana Institute out in Rosemary Beach. This institute has kids from pre-K to 12th grade, and they're expecting to have fewer than 200 students this coming year. Holy cow, everything, all in one place. You could have kids in like all different age ranges and have them all going to the same place. Like, how awesome is that? So hopefully you feel a little bit more informed now, especially if you're considering moving here with a family of school-age children, or a family with some school-age children or a school-age child, and you were maybe a little bit nervous about it, like, oh, well, how am I going to go move to a hot vacation spot and still be able to have my child in school? You know, am I going to have to switch to homeschooling full-time or something like that? Now you have all the information on the schools in the area. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. And all of these schools have great websites with contact information there if you wanted to reach out to them directly, or if you want to reach out to me and I'll help you out, whichever one the case might be. Our information is down along the bottom of the screen. If you've made it this far, go ahead and comment down below with which school you'd be interested in, or if you're a local and have a child in one of these schools, go ahead and leave us one of their reviews. By one of their reviews, I mean a review of one of those schools from you, so that we can get some input from some of the locals on what you think of these particular schools and how you like them. Maybe help out someone who's looking to purchase in the area and trying to figure out what school they would want to be taking their child to. And I'll see you guys at the next one.